Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Hello.
Hello, welcome. Welcome to Drumbeat, introducing the drum. Good to have you here. Are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Awesome.
Is Jonah on?
Yep, Jonah's in there. You can hear me, Jonah?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Yep. Yep. I'll just have you to keep your microphones off until you really need to talk or I'll ask you a question.
Yeah, I'll really slow.
I can't see Jonah. Does that matter?
No, not really.
All right, beautiful. I'll turn my mic off.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, again, welcome to Drumbeat. We're about to have some fun today and learn an introduction on the drum. I'd like to start with an acknowledgement to country. We acknowledge the Indigenous people, the original custodians of the land where we gather today to work, learn and play, and pay our respects to elders past, present and emerging. So a bit of housekeeping to start off with. We'll go through everything from comfort. Make sure your materials are handy. You don't need to stretch out the way to get stuff. Look out for hazards and stuff. If you need to get up, if there's any trip hazards around, if you need a drink, check in with yourself. Let me know because we're going to be here for no less than 30 minutes. This training will take about 30 minutes roughly. So yeah, if you do need to get a drink or have a bit of a stretch, just let me know and I'll accommodate that for you. All good? You all have your djembes ready? I can see Jonah's got his. Yeah, Tammy's got one somewhere just there. Yep, awesome. You've got it all there, set to go. Awesome. So you're learning. The outcome today, or the goal that we're going to look forward to today, is but by the end of this training, you'll be able to present how to play the djembe to the students and present how to play that as well. And by that I mean just by how to hold it correctly, how to get the best sound of the different beats that you play on the djembe, and how best to present that to the students that are going to be in your group. And also we'll cover a little bit of an initial beat that you might enjoy playing. So how do we get there? So to start off with, we're going to build a relationship with the drum. And by that, I mean you're going to get to know the drum because as you're going to be presenting to groups, you're going to be using it quite a bit. So you need to get comfortable with it and have a feel for it and where you need to have it placed, all that type of thing. After that, we're going to learn the djembe and how to play it. Have you ever played one before? Has anyone ever played one before? Hand up. Tammy? Remember your mic's off, sorry.
Yeah, I have before.
You've played one before, Jonah. How did you go with it? Did you feel?
Oh, pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah. Yeah. What about you, Tammy? Have you played one before?
I've done one before, but I was a bit funny and was losing it a bit.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Have you ever seen one played like by someone professional?
Yes, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, because they're usually used in concerts or in an orchestra. They can be used sometimes. They're used in musical performances where there's a big band or that type of thing. So you might have seen it there. Yep. Cool. We'll move on. Play the djembe. By that I mean we'll take turns in playing it. We'll take turns. I'll show you a good way or the best way to play it and how to pass that on to your students and let them know the best way to play that as well.
Cool.
And then we'll be building the relationship with the students, and because often how you present this is key to having a really good connection with your students, and that's what the Drumbeat program is all about, is connecting with your students. You need to be clear and concise. You need to make sure that you're presenting it in a way that builds a relationship with them, and being clear and concise, it really helps to get the really simple, straightforward message across. One thing that I learned very early on when I was presenting to groups is to go really slow.
Oh, good.
Yes, I will definitely be going slow when I go through these steps with you, because there's nothing worse than having to go back, and that makes you not only look a little bit, like you don't know what you're doing from my point of view, giving it to the student, but the student will also feel like they're not achieving it, or they might not be hearing the message properly. So if you're delivering it really concisely and really in a positive and concise manner, then the student's going to get it pretty much. So that's what we'll be building up for you, so that you'll be able to present that to your students when it comes time to do that. Okay, so why the drum? Well, communication.
Why not?
Why not the drum? Indeed. Why not the drum? Communication. Essentially, the drum has been used for centuries as a way of communicating with people in the community, for sometimes good and sometimes bad. It's used in, well, for example, ceremonies, celebrating. Some cultures use them in weddings. Some cultures use them in a celebration of a union between two tribes or two communities. Sometimes in the past, it's been used as a warning or a war cry. Nowadays, like I said before, it's more used as more for a musical performance in orchestras, or in bands where there's a big ensemble on the stage. Sometimes in stage performances, they'll use the drums as well. It's a great way of communicating. It's for such a simple instrument, I think it's a really underrated instrument. It seems very simple, but there's so much that you can do with it, which you will find out later on. But for our purposes today, or our purposes in Drumbeat as well, is expression. It's more about the expression and the communication that you can give and receive through using the drum, and using the drum to build connections with communities and the people around you, and building something that's bigger than like an individual can build, because one person playing on the drum is nothing like having like a group of 14 people playing something in synchronization, in rhythm with each other, but also the ability inside that to have an individual expression, where you can have like 13 of those people playing a beat, and that one person comes through and plays a beautiful beat over the top that is in rhythm with it. And it's quite a unique experience. You'll get to know that when you come to deliver this to a group, when you've gone through all the training, this being your initial training. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, and I love doing it myself. And finally, fun. It's actually really fun to play the drum. It's really cool to be able to not only give this gift but receive it at the same time. It's a wonderful thing, and just like it's nothing like having a group of people focusing on a piece and having it come together and seeing the looks on their faces when they achieve it. It's just like it's music, and it's music for people to express themselves. It's beautiful. A fun fact, the djembe in the Bambara language, which is in the northwest of Africa, places like Mali and Senegal, it means gather together in peace. And
Gathered.
that's
Did you say gathered together?
Yes, gather together in peace. So it's
cool.
a beautiful thing. Awesome. Any questions so far? Any thoughts?
So when you do have your group together, say you've got 14 people in your group and it's just not coming together and happening, and you, as you said, it could be one or two that just haven't got it. Everybody learns differently. So is that something that you can overcome? Like you can overcome that?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great question. You can overcome that by mixing it up, by throwing in games and all that kind of things. You can break out into groups and subtly take those two that may not be struggling, that may not be quite on top of it, and give them extra attention. And like usually you do it with a facilitator in a group. So there's two of you that are leading class. You have one person that's actually the lead and the other person's in support. So while that support person might be taking those other groups out, you can focus on the two that might not be quite up to speed, and you can give them a bit of extra support that way. Great question. Thanks, Tammy. We won't worry about that too much today. What we're really going to be focusing on is getting through the initial use of the drum and how to present that. And then we might fit in one beat, depending on how much time we've got. Okay. So you're happy too, Jonah? Nothing to add there?
His microphone's off.
No, he's hearing. I think his internet's a little bit slow, but that's okay. We can work with that. So moving forward, I play, you play, basically. So I'm going to go through the steps on how you present it, how best you play it, and how to present that to your learners. So basically, and then you guys will have a go at that as well. Okay. So you're going to start with introducing the drum itself, and the best way to have that seated when you're playing, because a lot of people make the mistake of just doing that and sitting it on their knee. And straight away, sound comes out of here. And if you're sitting on a chair, like a big chair, and you actually put it on the chair, and that is covered, the hole is covered, you're not going to get the best sound out of it. So you really have to open that up. So have that when you're sitting, and it's open at the bottom, okay? And just sitting between your legs, nice and relaxed like that. Okay. So then you're going to look at the three basic notes. I don't know, I'll add a fourth depending on how we go, but the three basic notes is the bass, which if you take your right hand, if you're right-handed. If you're left-handed, of course, use your left hand. I'm right-handed, so I will play the bass with my right hand, and it's this part of the hand, not the fingers, not this part, but it's more this part, and it's right in the center of the drum to play the bass, and it sounds like this. Very simple. Yep, awesome. The next one is called a tone, and you're playing it with this part of your hand. So like the top part of your fingers, you're playing it right on the edge of the ring. Can you see that? And it sounds like this.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Awesome. Yeah, and the last one is called a slap, and then that's the very edge of your fingers up. So this very top part, and it's still on the edge, but it's kind of a cross motion like this. And it goes like this.
Ooh.
Yep. Cool. Awesome. So I'll just play the difference. I'll just play them all together and let you understand or let you hear what the difference is. So bass is low, tone is a bit higher, and slap is a bit higher again. Did you hear the difference there?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, we're going well for time. So I'll actually throw in the fourth one, which doesn't get used a lot. It's more an effect piece. That's where you get the two hands and you play. It's called a flan, and you're playing one before the other. It's a bit usually introduced a little bit later on when your group, your students, whoever, are a little more proficient, a little more confident, and it's pretty much. So there's two very quick notes. You play your dominant hand hits it first, and your less dominant hand follows it quickly. So you're hitting two
And is
sounds
that just with the tips of
and
your
again,
fingers?
that's just for the two tips. So it's like a slap, but it's the two hands coming across like that. Hang on. Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Excellent. Excellent. So Tammy, how do you reckon you'll go explaining that to like myself and Jonah if we were learners? Do you think you could have a go at explaining how best to hold it first?
Yep.
How to play a bass, how to play a tone, how to play a slap. Yeah. So show me. Tammy, you go first.
Mine is this lovely purple colour here today. Well, it makes sense how you were saying that this is where the sound needs to come out, so you don't block that. So if you put that between your legs, the sound's got somewhere just to flow down. And then it's really important to do the different hand parts and where you use them, because they've got different strengths, I guess, and different powers when you're actually hitting it. So you get that by using that. I don't know what you said that's called.
Just the top part of your hand. Yep. So the bass, tone, and a slap.
Oh, yep. So bass, tone, slap, slap. Oh, and when you do the slap, it goes ding.
So yeah, if you could go through those steps again, as like I had no idea, and you have to tell me those steps. Can you remember all the bass, the tone, the slap, and how to go about it? Try to go through it again, as if you're telling me for the first time.
Okay, so to get your bass sound, it is a more of a deep sound, and to do that, we're using the palm of our hand. So when we hit the drum, we're using this part, and it's right in the center of the drum. Yeah. Would you like to have a turn at doing that to see how it feels? Yep, awesome. So that's our bass. Then to get our tone, do you say it was a tone? Yep. To use our tone, this one's a little bit different. We're not using the palm, we're using our fingers. Again, that's not as strong as the palm. So with this one, we're using this, but on the side of the drum, which is going to give us a different sound. So we just go. So it's not, for me, that one, the first one is and it's that deep, stronger one. Then when you're using your tone, it's not as firm. And then the slap, we're just using the tips of our fingers. And that's a quick little high pitched ding, which you get when you're just sliding across the side here. Does that work better?
Awesome. Excellent. Very cool. Very cool. Okay, Johnny, your turn. Can you go through those steps on how to hold it, how to play a bass note, tone, and a slap for us, please?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
can.
we can.
Yep.
All right. So when you've got it, you want to have it so that the ends is not covered by anything that sounds out, and just put it in between your legs in a comfortable position. Now, when you're actually playing it, you've got your bass. I can't remember what this one's called, but it's where you hit it like this, and then you've got the top one. So the bass is when you grab your dominant hand, which means the right hand, and you hit it in the middle with this part, so like this. Then, which is just this upper bit right here. You grab it, and then on the outside, just hit it like this. And then for the last one, which is a slap, you use the very top of your fingers on the edge of the drum in the cross motion like this.
Excellent. Very cool. Thank you, Jonah. Thank you. Do we have any questions about that?
Oh, I like that Jonah remembered that you've got to use your dominant hand. I forgot to say
Yes,
that.
that was one thing I was gonna. Yes, yeah. It feels like there's not much information there, but they are very crucial steps. And again, more practice will help you really cement that. But once you've got that down, I'm confident that you will remember that sort of thing. That's very cool from both of you. Very cool. Let's play a beat. Let's see if we can get a beat going. Yeah. So I'll play a 4-time beat.
A wartime.
A 4-time.
4-time.
Yeah. So it's 4 bars basically.
Okay. Yep.
Yep. So it's basically when you take it, you start with your dominant hand, and it'll be a bass, tone, tone, tone. Then back to the bass, tone, tone, tone. One, two, three, four. Okay, so just hold for a second there. It can help. It does help if you're counting in your head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bass, tone, tone, tone. Whatever helps you to keep that timing and to remember what the notes are. So it could be bass, tone, 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 bass, tone, 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 or 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. All right, awesome. So I'll count us in and we'll start and see if we can play together. You ready? So we start with the bass. Okay. 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4. Hold. Started a little bit late there, Tammy. Hold, sorry. Once it's 1, 2, 3, 4, then it's bass. Okay. Is there a little bit of a lag? Is there or?
Oh yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
All right. That might not work so well then if there's a bit of a lag. We won't be able to play it together. How about Tammy? You play it. You play it by yourself and show me if you can play it. Can you explain it first?
So what we're going to do now is do a 4-beat something.
Rhythm.
A 4-beat rhythm.
Yep.
And we're going to go bass. Then we're going to go tone, 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 bass, tone, 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 bass. And we've got to try to keep the same beat all the way through. So whether you count, whether you go bass, tone, 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 we've just got to, I probably tend to go a little bit fast, so I've got to really try to keep that count in. Can I just confirm you go bass and then it's tone, 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 like you start the
Yes.
bass and then the tone?
Yeah, good
Yep.
question. Yeah, yeah, you're starting with your dominant hand, and then it's left, right, left, and it's that way because then you can come straight back in to start again with the bass.
With the
So
bass.
you're alternating your hands. Yep.
Yep.
Just like
So
that.
if you start quite slow, it's bass, two, tone, tone, bass, tone, 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 bass, tone, tone, tone. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Awesome. Thank you. That was excellent. Excellent. Very good. Your turn, Jonah.
All right, class. So we're going to be doing a full rhythm tone now. So taking our dominant hand, we want to do a bass. So for me, that's my right hand. So bass. Then switch to your other hand, do a tone. Other hand's tone. Other hand's tone. And repeat that afterwards. So it's going to be in a rhythm like 1, 2, 3, 4. So bass, tone, tone, tone. Bass, tone, tone, tone. And you can either do it with bass, tone, or 1, 2, 3, 4 in your head to make sure you stay in rhythm.
Awesome. Very good. That's excellent. Thank you. Very cool. Very, very cool.
This is cool. Oh.
All right, we'll go through what we've learned today, basically. You've learned the fundamental technique of presenting how to, of actually playing the drum and the different notes that you need to play the drum and how they are played on your hands. You've also learnt how to present this technique, how best to give this technique to your students and to the people that you're presenting to. And you also learnt an initial drum beat rhythm, which is like, there are so many different rhythms that are involved in this. There are so many different ways that you can apply those beats to this drum. And you wouldn't think so with this tiny little instrument. Like, it's not that big. They do range in size, I should have mentioned as well. Like, this is probably the smallest size that you could get. It comes, and they do get quite large, and they make a huge booming kind of sound when you get going on them, which is very cool. So I'm very happy that you guys demonstrated successfully how to do this. So you pretty much passed the first unit that is involved in Drumbeat. So yeah, but have you got any feedback on how this presentation went?
Really, really good. I really liked that you were very thorough in your explanation by going slow. Like, I think if you hadn't have said that, I would have felt like I would have just raced off. So I thought that was really good. You're really thorough with all of your explanations. I liked the history part too, because that kind of gives you, like, the background information lets you feel more included in what you're doing too. I really liked that. No, it was good.
Yeah, cool. Awesome. Have you got any feedback for us, Jonah?
I reckon that we need to be playing the drums a little bit more, because we, like, out of this like 24-minute meeting, we were only playing for a few minutes. And I feel like to actually get used to properly playing it, I need to be playing it a little bit more.
Yep. Cool. I'll take that on board for sure for future training. Thank you for that. It was pretty much conversational heavy, this one, to start off with, but future training, there will definitely be more involvement with you actually playing the drum. Now that you have, it's really important to make sure that you've got those foundational steps down pat, and that you can actually pass those foundational steps on to your learners, to your students, because if they don't have that initial foundation of how the drum is played and where the sound comes from and all that type of thing, they're not going to get the best results. So that's why this initial training was like that. But thank you. I will try to include more playing in future presentations. Yeah, but I'm very happy that you guys have gone through this. You've shown a great attitude for understanding of what this initial the initial part of Drumbeat is all about, and I look forward to training you more in the future. So thank you for coming in today and being part of this. It was great having you. And
Thank you.
Yep, that will finish off our meeting. So thanks, guys. It was awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you in the future.
Awesome.
Right, cool. Thank you. See you next time.
See you then. Thank you.
Bye.